Hi, Jason Spengler, the SanteeSwapper, back with another unboxing, and I've been very lucky. This is the second collection I've gotten recently from Texas that has some really good, cool old OA stuff in it. This guy sent me this collection. We went back and forth. This is sometimes some deals take longer to work out, and this one took a little while, but I was really glad to land it. This guy, it was from him, it was his stuff. He went out and traded these things and been holding on to it for a long, long time. There's really some cool stuff in this box, and I appreciate you sticking around to watch the unboxing. Hey, I've got the box open. As you can see right here on the top, one of the things that's kind of unique for this collection is how many T-shirts are in the collection. It's funny. I actually do collect T-shirts from my own home council and lodge because, when you sign up for an event, at least this is how it works these days. You sign up for an event that you're going to go to, like a conclave, a NOAC, or something like that. You're going to get a patch, but you're also going to get a shirt. And typically, people only get one. If they really want another, they could get maybe another T-shirt. But the T-shirt is another piece of memorabilia, and it's often overlooked. Not everyone in scouting collects these, but to my particular area, I collect these, and so I'm curious to take a look at these T-shirts that he has because it's one of those things that not a lot of people hold on to. Sometimes they can be kind of scarce to find. Supply and demand. Maybe nobody's really looking for T-shirts, but still, I think it's pretty cool. So let me pull out some bags of patches and other items here, and we'll definitely go through this and sort of uncover the history of this scouting memorabilia. All right, the box emptied out here. So we'll kind of start at the bottom first, and then have just a few neckerchiefs here. You can see a standard VSA one, and then this Philmont one. This guy was from Austin, Texas, and so probably had some chances to go to Philmont. These look like neckerchiefs that he wore. One of the nice things is everything is really well taken care of. You can see the things are in Ziploc bags, and that shows that he really cared about these items, which I see in a lot of collections that I get. If someone's going to hold on to something for like 50 years, 60 years, and move it around from house to house, or changing parts of their lives, they tend to keep pretty good care of it and appreciate it. So this is a good example of that. Little bag here of neckerchiefs. These I sometimes get these in collections. They're almost like handkerchiefs. They're oddball things. Here's a good example of a homemade neckerchief. See that guy here, Cato Council. Here's one of their camps as well. I've seen this one before. I don't know exactly what that is, but I'll have to research that. Another Texas one. And then this one's been worn, so nice staff neckerchief, but you can see that this has been worn just as that would have been part of his staff uniform. I've served on camp staff many years in scouting and was also a camp director. And so I know that's kind of the expectation is that if you're on camp staff, you're going to wear that neckerchief so that everybody can see you at, especially at flags in the evening. Looks pretty sharp. See all the staff decked out like that. So here's this is a plain green shirt. We don't wear shirts with this kind of color anymore in scouting, but we do have this thing at camp where we do like a throwback Thursday, and some scouts will put together vintage uniforms, and so that might be where some of these end up. And then here's his Lodge 101 flat Micanaqua Lodge there. He's got some more neckerchiefs. Back in the day, a lot of scouts wore neckerchiefs, all the time as part of the uniform. So there just were a lot more neckerchiefs issued. This is one of those local, things that maybe somebody in Texas can tell me what were the little stinkers. It's like a little, it's cute there. Explorer Patrol, this one, you can see how dirty that is. And so this one was definitely worn. I'm not sure if that was been within his troop. This is the common wood badge neckerchief that participants would have taken. So this shows me that the guy stuck around to go into adults scouting as a leader because he was doing wood badge, which would make sense. Again, more of these Philmont neckerchiefs. These are ubiquitous. So many scouts went to Philmont. These neckerchiefs they made must have made thousands and thousands of them because I get them in just about every collection. And then here's another one of these Camp Pioneer from that same council. And then this is kind of a homemade guide. This is pretty cool though. Let me show this to you. Caporama, the Gold Patrol, 1960. So like that. All right, got some more neckerchiefs here. And he even wrote a little note kind of explaining what these are. So these were somewhat inventoried here, which is nice. This top one, this is an Eagle Scout neckerchief, and it's got several of these actually. Check that one out too. These are huge. So a modern scout wouldn't recognize this. This is an Eagle Scout neckerchief from back in the day, and I don't know if this was something that was made by National. I kind of assumed that it was. I haven't looked in the old catalogs to find these, but these kind of gigantic eagle patches and a kind of sort of a leather composite. It's not true leather on a blue neckerchief, and then this one, my gosh, this is not a neckerchief, guys. I tell you what this is. This is a table runner. See all those little spots? Those are from candles. So in his troop, when they had Eagle Scout ceremonies, this was kind of like a table runner of some kind, that would have laid out. And then that's why you have all these candle drippings because that's what was going on. That's my guess there. So that is pretty cool. That thing is huge. It's pretty big. Nice. Then this is again what I was trying to say, that the normal neckerchief that would sort of go with that. So then you have a couple of Order of the Arrow sashes here, similar to the sashes that I get in just about every collection because you would have held on to these. He has an Ordeal and a Brotherhood sash with the bars. We'll do the T-shirts maybe last. How about that? So let's take a look at the patches. Let's see here. Let me get into these because pretty sure this is the lodge that he was a member of, Lodge 101. We saw that on his shirt. This little guy here is one of the early patches from that lodge. Obviously, the owl is their totem. And then here's some other ones here. This one's in really mint shape. That's really nice. This one's been sewn on a uniform, like you would expect. And then this one is very similar to the one that he has on his uniform we just saw. And then here's a handful of flaps that perhaps he traded for at a conclave or at some sort of jamboree. We'll just kind of go through these. This is a lodge in Texas. And Wyona, I don't have it memorized. I'm not sure where that one is. Somebody in the comments can tell me where Wyona is. This is Canal Zone, which is kind of cool. Uh, here we are in 2025, and Donald Trump's talking about the Panama Canal. But back in the day, there was American scouting in Panama, and there was an OA lodge there. This guy right here has been sewn, but that's still a nice old flap. This one's pretty common. This is Greater St. Louis Area Council. A lot of scouts in Shawnee, and that flap got around. I believe that's from Texas there. This one's, I think, from Mississippi, Andrew Jackson Council. Yep. Here's another old one. You can kind of tell this is a twill cut edge flap. That's another way to give it away. A couple more cut edge flaps. That one's from Texas. Chippewa, I can't remember where that's from. That one's been sewn. This Eguatawa D is from Atlanta. This Quapaw is from Arkansas. And that's another one there from Texas. Okay. Ah, these old patches. This is a chapter flap from Los Angeles. So sometimes really big lodges, like I can think of Owasapi in Chicago, and especially this Salinas from Los Angeles, they'll have a lot of chapter-based events. And even this lodge is kind of known for having chapter flaps versus people wearing the regular flaps. So some cool stuff there, but it's not over. We still have more patches to go. So again, I was saying that he might have been doing some trading at conferences, and so this is a Area 9E meeting. This would be a gathering of lots of Order of the Arrow lodges in that corner of Texas. Here's another one from 1964. This would have been a great opportunity for him to do this patch trading. Here's 1960, and this one's 19. I don't have a date on this one. It's like 61 or 62. Shiloh Military Trail, Tuscarora. Yeah, that looks like a North Carolina one. Sometimes camp names are used over again, so it's a little hard to keep it straight, but that's cool. Valley Forge Council Exploree. And then this is a district in National Capital Area Council. You probably heard of that. Anacostia, so District of Columbia, and then Camp Lenape. So he definitely was doing some trading. That's a cool patch. Ichakity. The lodge is in Florida. Really, we're known for making very beautiful event patches, and so that's a really nice one. And then he's got a couple of old patches from East Carolina Council. This is their camp. Those are old ones. And then here's one from South Carolina. I got that one. It's a Skyuka Lodge, just an event patch, lodge meeting patch. But again, here's a couple more from a Chocody, which I believe is North Florida or somewhere in that northern part of Florida. There's a couple there. So, all right, over here we have his Eagle Scout medal. It's always wonderful when people trust me enough to share with me their Eagle Scout medal so I can add that to the collection. So, show you this one here. I don't have a card that I can spot to see his exact date, but if I look on the back of the medal, you can see that it's a flat back. And so that is one of the ones that was issued for a long time. The reason why they made a flat back was so if you wanted to have your name engraved on the back, you could. So not many scouts actually did take them up on that and do it that way. Then got a little bag here. Obviously, this is not surprising to find a Philmont arrowhead because we know that we've seen a lot of Philmont neckerchiefs already. And then, I don't know that he went to the 1960 Jamboree, but there is a patch of, Region 9 contingent. And then he's got these other 1960 patches that are all pretty easy to get. All right, let's get into the t-shirts and see what we have. All right, t-shirts. Well, again, as I said earlier, to find t-shirts still in the original bag, this is a men's large. Of course, a men's large in the 1960s is not a men's large today. Can't explain why, but it's not the same. But Philmont is still a place that people are passionate about. I've mentioned in other unboxings that my daughter worked at Philmont last year. She's applied to work there again this year. Philmont's kind of a special place for us, and so that is super cool to see these men's large Philmont shirts still in the original bag. And then again, this might be something that somebody from that area, Cato Area Council, this is a camp staff T-shirt. Again, still in the original bag, an adult large. And the fact that it doesn't have any sort of yellowing at all tells me that all of this stuff was kept in climate control, maybe in a closet or something. They weren't stored in a basement or, perhaps in an attic or something. So here's another thing that would be super hard to find. Like if you tried to go out and find this, you would not find this, a mint condition lodge t-shirt. I love this little logo here, whatever company this was that had this action free styling, which I guess means it's sort of like a little tank top thing at the top here. So this is definitely dating it. And this is Lodge 232. So if that was my lodge, I'd definitely want to have a mint condition t-shirt still in the original bag. That'd be cool. Again, Camp Pioneer, I think we saw some patches that went along with that for the Cato Area Council. And then here's one that maybe did get worn because I do see a little bit of soiling there. And this is North Florida Council, which I was right about. Hey, with Camp at Chocody, and their lodge is also called a Chocody Lodge. And so this was, I don't think, in the original bag because it's opened here, but still, that's interesting that he had somebody else's T-shirt. And then this is a neat, interesting design. Those of you who've been around for a little while, you'll remember these T-shirts that had the collars, but then they also have the little necker down here. And this is Camp DeSoto of DeSoto Area Council. The last two T-shirts are from there. So there you go. So Boy Scout T-shirts, who would think that that's something that anybody would still care about? But to me, as a patch collector, or I should say a scouting memorabilia collector, the T-shirts, you worked on camp staff, you had a T-shirt you wore every day. That was part of your uniform. And so, if you're really deep into it, I can see where collecting the T-shirts would be something you would really care about. So this is a super cool collection. I'm really glad to connect with the guy and get it. If you have a collection like this that's been sitting, hopefully climate controlled for 50, 60, 70 years, however long it is, or maybe not even that long, and you're looking to find someone who's interested in helping you recycle it, get it back into the hands of scout collectors, please reach out to me. Go to my website, scoutpatchcollectors.com. There you can find everything that I'm doing in the hobby and get my contact information. Thanks very much for watching.